have to start muted from now on when I'm in a lot of places, because if I'm not talking, they're tossing claims all over me. So let's get to yapping. Let's get to ritualizing my coffee. I've been looking forward to this. You know where we are. But let's give them some love anyway. What up, True Food, and your fancy-ass linen napkins? Alright, let's put Tree in the clip. Pow, pow, pow. So looking forward to this. Yeah. Alright, keep talking, Bror Fredrik, keep talking. I got no problem talking. Sometimes I just like to take a breath and not have to worry about, I can barely hear who or what this is, but somehow YT figures it out. Oh, it's hot coffee. Look how quick that dissolved. Wow, there was no effing around. I just jumped right in. All right, we've got just enough sugar. Oh my goodness. This is tight. All right, another 3, and then we'll test for the 1, the single. The follow-up, the one in the chamber. All right, let's go. You love watching me make my coffee? Yeah, I tend to ritualize things. It's just fun that way. Plus, you know, those 3-letter acronym things. Oh, one decided to jump. We got a runner. We got a runner. Everything's just so much nicer when you, like, slow down, enjoy it. My days are so hectic, you know, so I take these little opportunities here and there this is my version of smelling the roses, okay? That's a really good way to put it. This is my version of taking time to smell the roses. Sit there, manipulate my coffee, spill it all over the place. Alright, might need another. Look at that. Let's dig the nice steam activities. Yes. How fluffy. Isn't that fluffy? It's fluffy AF. You know, the whole thing goes in there. Bonk. Alright. Because I'm neat like that. See, there's a spot for everything. Let's see, right there. Let's get a little stir going. Let's see if we could finally make something. Oh, we got swirlies. What is that? Always ends up looking mushroom tippy. That's weird. Oh, maybe if I go count. I don't like doing things counterclockwise. Like if poker was played counterclockwise, I would never play. Counterclockwise is just wrong. There's a reason it's called counter. Because it's just counter to everything that's right in the world. But sometimes you gotta mix it up. Let's see. Let's go counter, and then we'll do a quick turn that way. Do we got anything? Oh, a stick figure. Oh, this is like a game of Hangman. Check them out. See, look. Let me make some eyeballs. Oh, now it looks like one of those frickin' Fisher-Price airplanes over there. Like we've seen all them airplanes yesterday. Alright. Let's try it. Blonk. Alright. Let's whip this around. Excuse me while I whip this around. I wasn't gonna say the other thing. Alright, let's see. Oh. Why are we at an angle? There we go. How to get everything right. Alright. Are we cool? We cool? We cool. Alright, let's check it out. I spilt like a freak. Alright, let me just mop that up. Let me get ready to mop my face. I'm gonna bring this in a little closer. Enjoy your beverage of choice. I don't know what it might be, but go for it. 6 work. Depends the size. That's why I hold off on the 7. Yeah, six sugars was good. That is freaking delightful. That's lovely and delightful. I will say it. I don't know what it is about that coffee, but it's freaking magical. Cannot be replicated at home. I started decorating the studio. And I started decorating. It's going to be 2 motifs in the studio. Because I want it to be about things that, you know, I'm kind of known for, per se. So I'm putting a lot of, like, Vikinger stuff in there. And I'm putting coffee stuff in there. I'm biting the bullet. And I'm going to put my grinder and my French press on some of the shelves in the new studio. And every time I use it, I'm going to have to go grab it. But it looks cool. I think it looks cool. It's like nice conversation pieces, and they mean something to me. Along with things that you fine folks have sent me too. I don't know about the bowls. The bowls might go back. I might pull them out on occasion, put them on one of the desks, but I had them in like one of the top shelves. And I don't think people really understood what they were or what they were for. So, let me, let's see, let's get over to, we're not doing an AMA, but as long as everyone's here, we can talk. Alright, I like the pregame super chat activities, so I do appreciate that. So, let me thank Maria for the 5 Bananagramas. Brought your flamingo ornaments around your house. Honk if I love flamingos. Unfortunately not. I'm not really a bird in general fan. I don't necessarily like flamingos, to be quite honest. When I lived in Florida, it used to drive me nuts that people would have flamingos out, like the plastic. I had a couple plastic flamingos, don't get me wrong. I mean, that's like mandatory. It's like the first thing I bought when I moved to Florida. Gotta have them. But then people were like dressed, this is like Christmas flamingos. And the whole thing about Christmas and Santa in board shorts and flamingos with Santa hats, it just like made me cringe. So I'm not really a huge fan of flamingos. But teach their own. Tom, for studio refit cost action. Oh my God. I am spending more. I appreciate the 15 Bananagramas. I am spending more than I had anticipated. I thought it was just going to be a smooth transition, but I ended up having to buy a new backer board for the soundproofing. I bought new mounts. I had to like rip out all my cable management and buy a whole new cable management kit. I had to buy another 25-foot HDMI fiber cable, you know, and it did cost me a considerable amount of money, you know, but it's going to be worth it. I'll show you a picture. Well, you guys saw the picture already, so I know why you mentioned that. We're almost there. And Venus and Jim with the 5 Bananagramas to cover this delicious coffee, and Alan with the follow-up 10 Bananagramas, which will cover the second cup. So that is awesome. I love you guys. I love you guys. I honestly do. Alright, let me say hello to some people. It got rid of like the first few people for some reason. Like everyone who posts before the show starts, once the show starts, those disappear, which is weird. Yeah, they're just gone. I mean, let's start out with Great Dane Mom, Venus, Sony, Mary, Angie, Kevin, 1702, Janice, Jamie, Captain Lope, Jim Wolf, Bella, Alan. Did we just glitch? I just saw a circle spin for a second there. It kind of freaked me out. Double Eagle, Tom. You drink coffee too, Cole? You know, I am. Sleep is for suckers. I am happy now. I've been having a pretty happy day in the grand scheme of things. Missy Vegas, how are you? And happy birthday. But you can see I am like way sleep deprived. I mean, I've never had like big bags under my eyes. I'm rocking some big ass bags lately. Like the past couple of months, I noticed that. But it is what we have to do, you know? If I don't do it, it ain't getting done, so it's on me. Let's see, I said Alan, Jamie. Yeah, like that's, well, you know what? I used to drink coffee straight out of the gate, like the first thing I put in my body, and I stopped that a couple of months ago. While I'm brewing my coffee, I drink water. Well, with liquid IV, and I feel better. I mean, I like the initial hit in the morning and the satisfaction of being the first thing that I do is enjoy that coffee. But from a health perspective and from a feeling good perspective, getting the first thing in me of some type of hydration after a night's sleep has been kind of game changing. You gotta, the purse commercials. Dang, John B, Sylvia, Angie, I think I said Angie already. And Venus, thank you very much. Who else is here? I want to get everyone. We might go outside for a second. We shall see how long I chat for. Because I want to do a tiny, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but I do got to do a little tiny post-mortem on yesterday's conversation, just to clear a few things up that people have contacted me about. Cap Lope, I think I got you. John B. No, we are in, where are we? We're in the Forum Shop, my favorite coffee spot in all of Vegas, probably in the whole frickin' world, if I'm totally honest. I've been around the world, and I can go through the whole song, but I've been everywhere. Well, everywhere in the U.S. and some places, you know, outside. However, this is the best coffee spot ever. Kristen Frank with the 5 Bananas. Happy Saturday. Oh, I can't wait. Tomorrow is indeed Saturday activities. Val Marie made chicken parmesan. Oh, that sounds good. I like that without breading. Topped with Swiss. Oh, that sounds good. How you doing, Marlene? What's for dinner? BLT. Ooh, BLT sounds good. I made egg salad. I made like a dozen eggs. I boiled them and I turned like 8 of them into egg salad. And I cut up some, like, for extra like zip-de-doo-dah, I cut up some Polish pickles into little diced pieces to give it a little hit. It was good. And I always put horseradish, mayonnaise horseradish in with the mayonnaise, which is olive oil, for the extra little, I like a little twang to it. Val Marie, have you tried, believe it or not, 4C's gluten-free breadcrumbs are actually good. They're actually good. The first can I got was dust, you know, and I was like, well, what's this bullshit? You know, it's flour. The second can I got was fluffy, but like they look like I really couldn't tell the difference. They don't come seasoned yet, but I always season them myself, you know, for making chicken cutlets and stuff, but it makes a mean chicken cutlet. You know, so yeah, I'm not big into supporting those type of companies, but it is what it is. Bert, how you doing? Lee, Barshman, yeah, it's a true bar. It's true AF. I wonder how they feed flaminguses. I don't know. Yeah, there was a couple of short glitches, wasn't there, Alan? Charles, shout out Albuquerque. I gotta make my way down to your neck of the woods one of these days. Oh, Chris, it might as well be Saturday. I am so lost time-wise. If I didn't keep a calendar, I wouldn't even freaking know. It feels, last weekend felt like one long Friday for some reason. Marlene, how are you? Kevin, it's your mom's 90th birthday. Well, shout out your mom and many, many more. Yeah, I get that, Val. You know? You know me. But I'm on a path of something very specific. I want to see if it has an impact on some of my food intolerances. We shall see. Beef bolognese? Ooh, yeah. All right, we're all about the pinky out up in here. Okay. You got raspberries, Alan? That is cool. I remember my grams took us raspberry picking. No, she didn't take us raspberry picking. We went to the Vanderbilt Mansion on Long Island when we was kids. If you haven't been, you should check it out. That is something to see. That's historical. The Vanderbilt Estates, the Vanderbilt Mansion, the Vanderbilt Estates, and Teddy Roosevelt's spot. It's freaking awesome. Gary with the 20 Banananas. We're gonna talk in a minute. Let's see. So we're at the Vanderbilt Estate, which is, it's old, but it's different. But now I know what took place there, so I don't think I can't support the activities. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, outside they had blackberries, wild blackberries, and wild raspberries. And me, my sister, and I think one of my cousins were there. And we just went like, we were eating them. Once someone told us, oh yeah, you can eat those, while everyone, while the parents are doing parenting things, we got covered from like head to toe. We looked like Oompa Loompas. We were all like black and purple and whatnot, but that was a fun day. I remember that fondly to this day. Yep. Alright, what else? Tom Helms here. Alright, I'll show you a quick studio pic real quick. It doesn't look like progress, but it is like in the high 90 percentile. The last thing, the lighting is just about done. There's one shadow. There's this one effing shadow. The table where I show things where you can see my hands, the top-down view? There's one shadow on that table that's driving me freaking bonkers, and it's gonna keep me up for days trying to figure out how to get rid of that. I mean, everything in the lighting is perfect. I look like me, the back looks like the background, it looks dark, and then you see the light still, and you can see what's on the shelves, but not really. My eyes actually look blue rather than brown like in the other studio. My eyes were always looking brown in that studio, not here. But there's one shadow from the new, I have like a pole that, I told you about all the magic arms holding everything together. There's a shadow being cast by one of them bastards, and that was like the most genius part of the whole contraption, is that I used to have the overhead camera on a boom arm, on a long, like a 20-foot boom arm that had a sandbag on the end on a giant tripod, and it would go boing like this and whatnot, and it took up so much room. And every time like I moved the table, I'd have to get in there and readjust the ball head it was sitting on. It was just like, whoa. So I come up with this new plan. I attach it to whatever. The actual arm that's solving all that freaking drama is casting a shadow across the desk that looks like ass. When you move your hand, like I can't show anything, like that. It's a big shadow across it. It's driving me nuts, but I'll figure it out. If I have to dedicate a light to eliminating that shadow, I will. Other than that, it's freaking on point. It's warm in here today. It is extraordinarily warm up in here. And it is extraordinarily warm outside. It is, what did I say? It's 103. By my house, it was 105.1. But down on the strip, for some odd-ass reason, it was almost 2 degrees cooler. It's usually warmer down here. BCDC. Greg, Jasper, what's going on? Chanel for Shell. I want to get all the hellos in. Then I'm going to do a little bit of a post-mortem. Yeah, you've been to the Vanderbilt Mansion? Did you go in that creepy room with the giant sunfish? Remember that? Like not the suns, like the sunfish, that giant discus that's like, it's like 15 feet long and like 15 feet high and whatnot. Those giant, like weird ones, the biggest fish I think it's one of the biggest fishes, non-mammalian fish in the ocean or whatnot. They were, or the heaviest, they're like this thick, but they weigh like 3,000 pounds, and they had that room where they had all those catches on display. Now people be freaking out, They had marlin, they had swordfish, and they had that giant sunfish. And I remember a grouper, like a giant Goliath grouper that they had in there too. Yeah, I used to like that. I mean, if you've ever gone to, what's his name? Teddy Roosevelt's spot, that's worth the trip too. I enjoyed that. There's a lot of things. I mean, I loved, living in like that section in New York because there was just always something to do. Seasonal, not seasonal. I mean, it was just such a central hub for doing things. They have like the colonial parks. You can go see the Vanderbilt. You can go see the Bethpage Arboretum. Different times of the year with all the different foliage. You go there in fall, and it was like awe-inspiring. There's just so much to do. I could ride, 2 hours north and go horseback riding. Got 10 beaches on the south, another 10 on the north. You can go to wine spots on the end of the island. You can go. It was just such a fascinating, awesome place to live. Which I show some pics of. Should I show? Okay, let's see some pics. Yeah, I'll show you some pics. I've never been to the one in Newport. I've been to Newport Beach, drove over the bridge at night and all that. But yeah, let me show you a picture of the studio. Like I said, it does not look as finished as you think, but it is right there. Oh, did I delete that already? No, I couldn't have deleted that already. I'm a nut about deleting shit. No, I couldn't have deleted that already. I just freaking sent that. Oh no, I know what I did. I sent it directly via Messenger. Hold tight. My coffee's getting cold. That's not a good thing. Oh, and there we go. I guess I gotta download it. Is that how this works? Download. Share. Forward. Facebook is such. Oh wait, there is a download button. They hid it. Saved image. All right, here we go. Hold on. Hold everything. It's got to be in there now. There we go. We're getting there. Turn the camera around so it's not all backwards. Alright. Let's see. You probably recognize a lot of this. Let me get that out of the way. That light used to be mounted to the ceiling. Now it's like straight in the grill. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 monitors, 6 monitors wrapping around this way. Computer's not like above my head like it used to be anymore. I lowered it back to human proportions. Let's see. That is the contraption I speak of. The top-down camera. Yeah, I'm good for a bit. Thank you, bro. And that's the arm right there that's giving me that shadow. And that is what's known as a magic arm clamp and whatnot. I haven't done all the wiring. They're sitting all over the spot. Let's see. Got my shelf all ready to go. And I got to do cleanup. There's just lights everywhere and marble. Like, why do I have a marble? I found that in one of the boxes. That is a marble business card holder. Got all my control panels down there. I use a numeric keypad for switching scenes. I got the video switcher, got my coffee warmer, all this stuff in there. But it is really, really far along. Trust me. What up? Where'd that picture come from? That's an old ass picture. Alright. So yeah, we are making, I include you guys. We are making all the progresses. So I'm looking forward to having everyone in there next week. It's going to be absolutely freaking awesome. But there we go. Woo! Alright, back to the coffee activities. He knows me. He knows I usually finish my first coffee quick because I'm looking to get hype. The other thing is I'm going to invite you to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell button. That's my OF. You didn't know I had an OF page? How you doing? I don't know why that picture was sitting there. So I didn't take that recently, trust me. If I could make money on OF, by putting myself out there, I would. But not G for P, if you know what I'm saying. It's not how I roll. A lot of bodybuilders funded their careers and their injections and all the rest of that with G for P activities. That's been a known thing in the bodybuilding industry forever. Not gonna engage with that, ever, under any circumstances. I was inviting everyone to like, share, subscribe, and hitting bell buttons and doing all this stuff, and go check me out on brorfredrik.com, where I am raw and frickin' uncensored, talking about whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want, with whoever I want. And I got the Cash App, the Venmo, and all the other stuff, and the links in the description. Our sponsors, T. Hanley, Olight, and me. I'm like the third sponsor. Am I the first? No, I'm the first sponsor. And I appreciate your support. And Super Chat while we're live is the grease that keeps the wheels rolling. So I'm going to finish this so that way when he comes back, I can give him the pronoun. How buzzy is it? Oh, how busy is it? Busy or buzzy? I'm buzzing, but it is freaking dead. The town was dead for freaking Memorial Day, and it's still dead. I don't know why, but it's dead. Tom, thank you very much. I just looked down and you popped up. Thank you very much. Tom with the Venmo. Did you guys like that old picture I put up? I found that somewhere. That old Caesar's Palace. Again, if I can, I try to put an Easter egg in there. And I found that old Sinatra when he was headlining at here, Caesar's Palace. I thought that was kind of fun. Let me get over to all messages. Who's looking forward to sleep? Ooh. Have you ever eaten at King Umberto's in Elmont? No. No, I haven't. I have, however, they got two awesome, I haven't been there in years, but I remember I used to go to those two Chinese, takeout, mom and pop takeouts. One of them had the best sweet and sour soup. They made hot and sour and sweet and sour soup. The best. They used the real cremini mushrooms that had that texture to them. Now they use cheap button mushrooms from the supermarket and whatnot, but just the best. They used the balance that they had with the vinegar, and it was just so on point. And I grew up going to Belmont Racetrack, going to the horse paddocks and all that other stuff. I grew up with the Corderos. They lived not too far from there. But yeah, I know the area well. Belmont. Remember Gauss? Gauss rhymes with cows. I got baby pictures at Gauss in Elmont. You love that pic? Me too. Yeah, I like the Venmo activities. Who liked the pic? Oh, me kind of half naked? I was wearing them Elvis glasses. I think I just came across them. That's a fairly recent picture because all my gains are pretty much gone, but I'm still, there's still something going on except my gains. And I found those Elvis-looking glasses in one of the boxes I brought back from the storage place. I'm still finding crazy shit all over the place. Oh, wow. She just jumped out at me. I was like, whoa. What a commercial was that? It's a Mudandi commercial. Like, why do they think I need, like, cotton linings? They haven't figured out. They know I'm a dude, but I'm a little disturbed. Oh, and then this asshole. That guy's I can't stand him. I can't stand looking at him anymore. You got an Olight in? That is weird. Alright, let me do a couple things here. Oh, you know what I need to tell you people? Because, you know, I'm kind of involved in the behind-the-scenes security game, you know, and that encompasses a lot of things. Surveillance, internet, cybersecurity, shit like that, right? Okay. I did a little more of a deep dive. We all know what CAPTCHA is, right? Capture, you know, but it's not capture, it's capture. So you click it, you know, I'm a human, and it says, you know, pick the 5 pictures that have dogs in them, or whatever, or whatever they happen to be using. I use those, but the latest iterations, and when I say latest, I would say in the past 3 years, since I really had to deploy them on anything of consequence. The real purpose nowadays of that, you know, or they have like the hieroglyphics, you gotta put A472, and if you miss it, you gotta do it again 17 different times. You know what the real purpose of that is, everyone? And you're not getting into the site if you don't do this. However, if you read the terms of agreement in the actual capture, you would find out that you are giving them permission to browse through. You're actually opening up a portion of your browser, like Sally's legs. And if you don't know what Sally's legs are, I'll show you later. It's kind of fun. And you're giving them permission to open up like a port in your browser and look through your browsing history via your cookies, your search history, and your type URL history. That's what you're doing. So they're harvesting your personal data every time you do one of those things. And I just recently had to deploy one, not for my own purposes, for someone else's purposes. And I was reading in depth what it was doing and the permissions that I had to set. Like, it wasn't just like I downloaded this shit one. This is a little more serious one. And that's what it's doing. It's going, that's why, and what is it doing? Is it trying to find out something nefarious? In some cases, yes. In some cases, it's just trying to figure out who you are, places that you go to. I'm into purses, I'm into Louis Vuitton, I'm into, you know, whatever you've been searching, and you wonder why you're getting so precisely targeted with ads. Every time you do one of those damn things, you're giving them permission to access your personal browsing history and data. Yeah. Yeah, Gary, exactly. You know the deal. Am I drooling? Yeah, screen grabs. I mean, that's how some of these hacks work too. You know, like click here and whatever. And what they're doing is, even if you have like, you know, 2-factor authentication set up, it still goes into your cookie history and like bypasses it. As long as the browser's open, they can access it. I mean, it's some pretty nefarious stuff. That's why they don't even have to. There's almost no such thing anymore except when they're attacking whatever. There's certain worms and whatever. It's almost no such thing as a retail virus anymore because they don't have to. Social engineering's got it all down. We're so used to pressing a button. Nope, I'm a human. Come check my browsing history, I'll prove it. And that's the rationale that they use. They'll say to you if they were ever a defendant, or I mean a criminally impaired individual. That's the proper word. I got that wrong yesterday. It wasn't challenged, it's impaired. Criminally impaired individual is the new replacement for defendant. So when they're in the criminally impaired, like, that's what I think about impaired. I'm criminally impaired. Oh, look at me. I'm criminally impaired. What world do we live in? Anyway, what the hell was I talking about? I just went off on a tangent. Anyway, I'll think of it in a second. Oh, that's their rationale. They're like, because you're allowing us to access your browser history and your typed URLs, that is thus proving you are actually who you are, because if you were a bot, you wouldn't have a browser history. That is the logic that they will use in court if they ever get called to the carpet, but they never will. Yeah, criminally impaired. I am not a robot. Yeah, so I am not a robot, and that, you know, I mean, one of my favorite ones, let me see this real quick. I found a funny one. Let me go back to my pictures. Oh, this club is getting cold. I gotta get a homeboy to get me more. Where is that? Can I find it? Can I find it? Can I find it? I'll just look quick. That kind of surprised me. Hold everything. I'm not gonna tie you all up on this. If I can find something quick, I'll find it quick. Is it in Messenger? Nah, it's not in Messenger. Is it in pictures? I love finding stuff like this. Alright, want to do a little quick pictures, and then I want to do a post-mortem about yesterday. Because I do got some questions people want to have asked me. I thought that was funny. John Connor watching you make friends with artificial intelligence. And I save that for like 10 minutes and I move on with my life. Alright, let's find... Let me see if I can find this other one real quick. Was it in Twitter? Twitter? Let's see. Oh, man. This is kind of crude. Hold on. Being a single guy over 30, you have 3 choices. Damn. Dun-dun-dun, Asian women. Alright, I don't, it doesn't look like I'm finding it. Oh, here's something interesting. Look what I found. An architectural rendering, well, it's a 3D rendering, it's a model of what the Hard Rock is supposed to end up looking like. See the jaunty angle? According to this, it's not going to be flat. Like, I thought it would be this way, that the flat side, the larger side, would be towards the strip. But according to them, according to this angle, based on this angle, this might be jacked up though, but according to this, it's going to be facing in the other direction. Blump. So I thought that was interesting. Alright, let's see. Where is this thing? I know I saved it. Didn't. Maybe someone sent it to me in a messenger. No. Alright, I'm going to take 2 more seconds and look. And then I'm going to give up. Oh, wow. That's the picture when I first moved into my studio. Like my photography studio. Holy shit. That was my first freaking look at that. Wow. That brings back some memories. Yikes. I love finding unexpected pictures. Downloads. Could it be in downloads? Hey, Phil. You out there, bro? Remember that? Me and Phil took pictures by the $1 million at the P. That was funny. Alright, let me see if I can find it quickly. Oh, I keep one of these up year round. Does anyone else? And those whole ceramic Christmas trees. That's like one of my night lights in my place. Alright, let's see. Oh, that was my favorite bike ever. Blah, blah. That was remember I mentioned the other night I had a GSXR 1100 bored out to a 1305. That was it. Yeah. WSOP coming up. I'm psyched. Alright, where is that damn thing? I'm gonna just 1 more second. It's gotta be somewhere. Well, it doesn't have to be, but I just know it is. Did I screenshot it by chance? Well, anyway, the gist of it was, it was a Klingon bird of prey that was cloaked, and you had to, like, pick it out on the captor. I thought that was funny. I just thought it was funny. And I save stuff like that. And then I hang out for a little while. Too many assholes, not enough axes. Yeah. Oh, here's a good one for you. See, sometimes I save these things for content. There you go, pros. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes me problematic. A man who cannot be manipulated by SEX intimidates a woman because she must bring something of real value to the table. You know? You feel me? Oh, there's some other stuff. I don't wanna show you that. No, let's not say we did. Can't know everything about me. I gotta keep some freaking mysteries. Let's see. I cannot find the damn thing. What a breeze feels like in Las Vegas. Bah! And that is so true. Uh-oh, what happened? I'm not paying I should be paying attention to chat activities, but I don't know. I think we can undo that. Isn't there an undo? Oh yeah, I could undo that. There we go. Fixed. All problems gone away. I cannot find that Klingon bird of prey captor thing. I thought it was cool. I don't know. Maybe I posted it already. And then once I post, I save some shit to like repost. And then I go back to like, I'm bored. Alright, now we need coffee. You know what I need too? I'm feeling a little bit dehydrated. I gotta get some water in me before I ingest some more caffeine activity. I'm like parsing out my liquid IV. Like, I can barely taste it. I gotta place another order, but I think Angie, did you post that thing in the Facebook group about, I gotta check that the Fiji water from Amazon was like tainted with some kind of crap? Was that you? Did that? Someone posted that. Like, if you ordered your Fiji water from Amazon, it's probably poisonous and there's a recall on it. That's where I order my Fiji water. So, yeah, that's a problem. Did you see the caterpillar fall sideways into the old? Yeah, I saw that. Okay, now I'm going to revise my prediction for the Tropicana ending up the location for the A's. I was 40 against, then I'm 50-50. I'm probably in the 65% chance it's not going to happen, in my opinion. I keep revising that. So, and that they're not building a casino there and other such things. So, we shall see. Yeah, Fiji, I didn't see, what was wrong with the water? It had lead in it or something? I don't know. Yes, real. Okay, so let's do a quick post-mortem about yesterday. We talked about the events of the day, with 45 times 34, and, gave my opinion. I thought I handled it, relatively unemotional. I tried to delve into the facts and just reasoning, and, I tried to placate both sides. Okay, a couple things you need to know just for clarity's sake. I'm not going to hash that whole thing out again. However, I was very surprised when I checked the stats this morning. And during because I just don't want anyone to misunderstand what took place yesterday if it happened to have taken place with you guys. Now, let me tell you first, they allowed that video to go through, which was like, found magnesium. Oh, magnesium, I'm okay with. Oh, manganese. The hell is that? I gotta look that up. Impacto. When did I gotta find out when my last order was, because I bought, they're gone. I bought a few cases for the dudes who helped me move the storage room. I bought 3 12-packs, I think it was, and we drank them all, like in that one day. I gotta see what date I actually bought them on. Anyway, the Fiji water. All right, so I was going over stats today. Plus, all right, I gotta look that up. Went over stats today, and I wanted to look at all the comments that were coming through, because it said there was 1,700 comments that took place in that hour and 24-minute stream, which is a lot. And I knew it was a subject that would cause discussion, which that's why I decided to talk about it, because I want to engage in conversations. Okay, 1,600. So, and I'm like, you know what? While I'm working on the studio and I had some other shit to do, I am going to just keep an eye out of the corner of my eye. I figured out a new way in the studio where I could view chat. That's why I need that new 25-foot fiber HDMI, because I figured out a way to separate the chat and pump it onto another monitor. And then within this specific monitor, which I found it's a 26-inch that I found in the storage unit, on that I can magnify everything. So hopefully I don't have to go like this in the studio anymore. We'll see. Anyway, no, I do not want to stand up. I'm perfectly fine the way I am. So I figured I would go through the chat, and then I was like, maybe I shouldn't. maybe I shouldn't, because, maybe I don't want to know certain things about people and whatnot. Then I was like, fuck it, I'm going to look at it. So I went to start looking at it, and then I saw a disparity. In the video, it says that there was 1,700 comments. In the main stats, it said there was 1,700 comments. But in the actual comment category of the backroom stats, there was only a little over 800. Like it was 802 or 803, I forget, that were actually, that I could actually read. So that means YT deleted almost 900 comments yesterday. I never get to see them. I don't know what they were. I don't know whether they were pro, con, left, right, center, what. I don't know nothing. I don't know who sent them. I don't know when they were deleted. All it says is that they were deleted. And I could prove it by just doing some very simple math, you know? But it says that, you know, comments were deleted. Also, when I watched the video on an account that's not even on the same IP, there was no ads. They did not put any ads on that whatsoever. So whatever. I mean, I make like an extra $5 the next day when people watch it, you know, after the fact. Whoop-de-doo, $5. But still, at least they didn't take it down because it was worth having a conversation about. But they took out, and see, they're doing it to you. How I complain about, you know, how I feel about, you know, being censor voted, and, you know, how it's like, it sucks, you know, how I don't have the freedom of peaches that I'd like to enjoy, and yada, yada, yada. They didn't do it to me. They did it to you guys. They didn't like what you guys had to say. Whether, I'm sure it was on both sides of the aisle. It wasn't all right, it wasn't all left, and it wasn't all center. It was everyone. A couple of things were getting through, but for the most part, more than half absolutely gone. So, the only reason I'm mentioning this, and I say this on a lot of occasions, that believe it or not, you guys are being censor voted, you know, in the comments section. And I have no control over that whatsoever. But this was hands down the most blatant and provable I've ever seen it. You know, I mean, it's without a shadow of a doubt blatant and provable that they're going in there and manipulating it. Like what? So the reason why I'm bringing it up, to prove a point, one, to prove a point, two, I don't want, a lot of people were under the impression that I was doing it or the mods were doing it. Not the case. Not the case. There's no way 5 mods could delete 900 messages. Number one, that's almost impossible. That's what, what's 900? I only discussed that thing for 35 minutes. So 900 divided by 35 divided by 5. That's how quick they'd have to be going. Do the math on that, number one. So they didn't do that. That was strictly done, and like I said, I don't know who they were from, what they were for, or whatever. But that's strictly a YT thing. So, you know, if you were upset, if you had any thought that, you know, it was potentially on my end or, you know, the mods, it was not. That, and I'm not defending it, that's just a frickin' fact. Number two, the only thing, okay, this is one of the only things, the prime directive of moderation is as such. I do not, the things that will get, I mean, I have a few hundred words. I could do I have a blacklist of words they let me put in. You know, and they're like, every time someone comes up with a new one, like slurs and like, you know, real curse words and, you know, like just dumb shit. Every time someone comes up with another one, I put it in the blacklist and it's gone. But that mostly parses out the comments after the fact, not during the actual chat. But the prime directive of mods that I ask the mods to do is not allow personal attacks, no spamming of stuff, you know, no, like, because YT does not like comment after comment after, like when they see one person making like 10 comments in 30 seconds, they get a little like suspicious, and some people they think it's like something personal, but it's not, because the problem is that's again a YT thing. Check out the red heading this way. It's like an algorithm. It's like the Matrix, the red dress program. I like the black boots with it though. Let's just take a look. Wait, hold on. Those look nice look. But they consider that spamming. That's called spamming the comment section. And they view that as, even if you had something to talk about, but almost nobody can be like that quick. Whenever you're ready, man. Yeah, man. Perfect timing. No one can be that quick, but YT can be that quick, and they have a little bit of a boner when it comes to spamming like certain amount of comments in certain time. I don't know what the time frame is or whatever. So prime directive is no personal attacks, and no caps. I mean, that's just the way it is. Because I know there was a few comments that were deleted yesterday that were in all caps, and I think some people took that and like it was censor boating. Can't say the other word. It's not. That's just a preference. That is considered, since the beginning of internet, back to like Outlook news groups in like 1997. All caps has been considered yelling. You know, it's been like caps was the only way that you could come across and yell at someone. Like you can't slam a phone down anymore, you know? It's the equivalent of that. Since you can't yell via typing, you put all caps as the equivalent, like UPOS, that's what all caps stands for, and it's always been that way. Some people might not know that. However, I know that. A lot of other people know that. And it's considered rude. It's considered trying to garner attention for your comment, that I'm so freaking important, I'm going to put this in all caps that everyone can see it. Or maybe to get my attention, or maybe some people just don't know, you know, the protocol of all caps. But I'm not down with it. It's just annoying, and there's no reason for it. It's not accomplishing anything but, you know, looking like a jackass. Or a jackass. What's the female version of a jackass? I don't know, whatever it is. A Jill ass? A Jill ass. All right, there we go, Jill ass. So, you know, I always tell people, you know, if it's all caps, just, you know, I hate to do it to people, but if you haven't figured it out by now, laughing the whole all caps thing ain't cutting it. And it really doesn't matter who it is. It's not personal. It's not like, oh, you're that all cap person. You know, it's not really like that. It's just like, you know, it's a courtesy thing. You know, it's just, I want everything courteous. You know, so that's the purpose of that. So if anyone fell victim to that, you know, getting a comment blocked because it was all caps, you got blocked because it was all caps. Some people use caps because of poor eyesight. Well, they should fix their glasses then. I'm not going to change the history of the internet to accommodate one person who's, you know, got poor eyesight. Now, I cannot tiptoe around every person's individual issues. If they put all caps, you know, I mean, I only put all caps when I'm just like, if I say like, I don't like when anyone, and I'll put anyone in caps, blah, blah, puts things in all caps. Because that's when I'm yelling. I don't like when anyone, you know, that's what all caps are. That's how they're supposed to be read. If you've been on the internet for any length of time, you know what that is, you know? So yeah, all caps just get, so if you don't want that to happen, don't put all caps. Or if you do notice that your all caps went away, put it in normal and it'll go through, unless it's something dumb. But, prime directive is don't be a D, No personal attacks on me. My mods are protective about me, and thank you for that, and I do appreciate it. And I'm protective of them, and they're protective as the group, as a whole, So, yeah, that's how it goes. So it wasn't me. If anyone had any feelings about that, it's just, no, it wasn't me. Nor was it the mods, so don't get pissed at them. Uh-oh, we're on the way. Awesome, we're good. Thank you, my man. So the second one is always the best. What time is it? 7? Oh, we got time. We got time. All right. See, I wonder why I whip out all the hankies. Okay, what else did I have to talk about? All right, real quick. 2 people, and I don't care that people disagree, I really don't. Okay, let me clear up one misconception first. People, I think, are under the assumption that I am, quote unquote, right wing, whatever. I mean, I might have similar opinions and outlooks as a lot of people on that side of the aisle have, but I also have a lot of things that lean the other way, which might surprise a lot of people. However, I am a constitutionalist. I believe the Constitution is the law of the land. Anything outside of the parameters of the Constitution, should be scrutinized and probably dropped unless we're going to do a referendum on the thing. And I know a lot of people want to do that. We got to revise or trash the Constitution because that's dated. With what? It still covers everything. There's nothing it doesn't cover, past, present, future. Does 2A mean something different because we don't have muskets anymore? Is it still to protect yourself and to prevent tyranny, regardless of modern technology? Is the freedom of, peaches, is that less valid? I mean, what needs to be changed there? But that's beside the point. So some people feel like, we should trash the Constitution, whatever. So yes, I do believe in the Constitution. I believe it's a work of art. If you've ever read it, most people have not. I have. It's a work of art. It was definitely inspired. And it is the law of the land. Like I said yesterday, we are a constitutional republic. We are not a democracy. That's why the Constitution is that important. But people want to tear that down so we can get into being a democracy. That way everyone's individual feelings are gonna sway the tides of the world, Oh, I feel like a cat today, so the world should be one giant litter box. Let's have a vote, Whatever. Oh, you filled that too high. Hold on, I gotta do something. Can't get all my freaking creamy milk in there. Whoa, it is right to the top. I'm gonna have a mustache. Wow, that is hot. I love it. Okay, so I am a constitutionalist. I am, and I believe in traditional values. I love God. I love my country, I love my family, and I love my country, in that order. And family would include friends. That's where I rock, That's where my core belief set resides, in those 3 things. Everything else is kind of bullshit. Everything else is kind of like opinions on something I don't have the whole facts about, and neither do you. But other than that, I believe in family, God, family, and I love my country. I love my God. love my family and friends, and I love my country. That's who I am. Now, is that an extreme? I believe in traditional roles. You know, men are good at being men, women are good at being women. Is that mind-boggling? Is that too fuddy-duddy? You know? Whatever, but that's me. Okay. But you'd be surprised at some other thought processes I have. You know? I think, see, this is what I think. I think too many people who are conservative and or traditionalist and or right-leaning view people who are liberal and progressive as a form of mental illness. That's a fact, Jack. You know, because it's such a foreign concept that, you know, people are coming up with now. Like, I'm not saying I do, but people who tend to be more traditional look at people who are more progressive and want to, like, flop everything over, you know, 180 and just whip it into the wind. We view that sort of like form, I'm including myself, in some degrees, yes, you know, because, like, how does protesting with a hat that looks like a vajayjay do anything? Is that normal, or is that part of a mental illness? You know? Is going outside the White House and showing your boobs with I hate TR, is that like unhinged? Is that mental illness, or is that normal? So in certain cases, it aligns a little with mental illness. Okay, in certain behaviors, but that, you could say that about both sides. Now, then you got your progressives and your liberals thinking that all people who are traditional are hateful, mean, racist. And why do I have problems spelling that, you know? Because I'm so used to saying it. I've never had to spell it. Which, you know, maybe some are. I've encountered a few and I've corrected a few. I've punched a few in the fucking face, too. You know? Because I roll like the UN. I don't give a shit about all that. So that's the two impressions. One side saying the other side is really ill. And the other side saying, well, you guys are all racists and you hate everyone. No, just because I have traditional values doesn't mean I hate you. It just means, like, leave me alone and let me do my thing. I don't give a flying F what you do. Just don't ram it down my throat and don't ram it down my kids' throats. You do you. That's okay. So is that hateful? Okay, so there's misconceptions on both sides of the aisle. 100%. It's undeniable. Is there common ground? Probably not. Sad to say, there probably is not a lot of common ground on morality issues. If we want to talk about certain things, you know, whatever. So, all that being said, it was suggested that some individuals, you know who you are, and I got no problem with that, would like to debate the issues that I discussed yesterday, or that I discuss in general. Honestly, I really don't have a problem with that, as long as it's civil discourse. But I thought about that almost all day. Like, how would I go about having a debate with someone over, because I'm technically, see, the thing is, I'm technically, even though, if you, like, that, it's, how would I say, if someone's automatically saying, you are right, you know, because you're saying this, and because you want him to be president, that's a mischaracterization of who I am. So I do not want to have a debate based on that. You know, if you want to debate, if anyone wants to debate, I want to debate on the issues that are important to me, and the issues that are important to how I view the world. I don't want to be put in a box of left, right, center, or any other bullshit like that, you know? I am very cut and dry. I love God, love my family and friends, and I love my country. And I love freedom. To do what I want to do. But that doesn't mean I want to take away the freedom for you to do what you want to do unless it's harmful. So, especially the kids. I ain't trying to take your shit away. Why are you trying to take my shit away? You know? Well, why can't we just live and let live? How come that's not enough anymore? Live and let live. Okay, today, here's something in case in point. Today, how many riots were there today? How many protests were there today? How many courthouses got torched? How many police cars got flipped over and burned? No. Now, what would have happened if people on the other side had one of their leaders times 34? What would we have seen in this nation? Outbreaks of what? The most outrageous behavior. We saw it during the summer of love, right? Parks being taken over, universities being taken over, courthouses being taken. Don't give me the January 6th thing. Just in general, neighborhoods, trucks delivering pallets of bricks to protest. Did you see any of that today? Or did everyone who was kind of like upset about what transpired yesterday, they just went to fucking work? So how is people who are conservative the enemy of all that is good? Are we out there tossing bricks through frickin' windows and buildings? Or is it the people who are peace and love? You know? You tell me. I mean, it was so apparent. I woke up this morning going, hey, the world is still here. Nothing, if anything like that happened, it would be all over the news. All these right people, look what they did. They you know, burned down the Waffle House. They took over this. No, who did that? Who did all that shit? When they were displeased. What side did that? The side of peace and love and tolerance. Did all the burning, looting, and killing. What happened today? We went to work. The people who are conservative went to frickin' work because we got to pay the frickin' taxes so those people can sit on their asses and cause problems. Let's debate that. Okay, but let me get back to the debate issue. So, after a long, hard thought about how a debate would go, because I'm not in the business of trying to convince anyone, because here's the deal. A man or a woman convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. So I could talk you into, because I could be charismatic, and I could talk you into thinking a certain way is right or wrong. But a person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. So I'm not in the business of selling anything to anyone except Olite and T. Shanley. Check the skin. Link in the description. So I'm not going to try to. A debate is a right or wrong. Is there a winner? There is no winner. You know, I don't want to be a winner, and I don't want someone else to be a loser, or them to be a winner and me the loser, and said debate or whatever. Debate. Whatever, because there's nothing to debate. I mean, I think we can all agree that certain things are right and certain things don't have a place in a decent society. I mean, I think everyone could agree to that, you know? So what are we debating about? Semantics? Philosophy? I could be bothered debating, because debates get contentious. And nobody wins, and nobody benefits, and nobody profits from it. However, here's what I want to do. I'm going to do something, and I invite anyone to participate, and we'll talk about it. If you want, okay, number one, if you want to debate me, you have to first come come up with a list of things that you disagree with me about. Because I'm not going to debate you. I'm not going to get into a dick measuring contest or a pissing contest, just for the hell of it. You have to come up with rational reasons why you want to debate in the first place. Like, I disagree with what? What exactly do you disagree with? In specific detail. What do you disagree with? That what? Parents should be the ones who determine what their children are taught? Do you not agree with that? Is that do you have a problem with that? Do you believe that the government has the right to step over the parents and teach the children things that might not please the parent? Is that up for debate? Honestly, I'm not going to debate that with you, because that's a non-start issue. If you believe children should be given over to them to be force-fed ideas that might conflict what the parents want to teach them, you're wrong. That's not how you were raised, hopefully. I'm not going to debate you about that, because there is no debate there, But so you got to explain to me, and you have to explain to me. If that's what you say, I'm going to read that and be like, so you believe, So, I'll give people rope to hang themselves with. Okay, but here's my solution. Here is my solution. We still got time to talk. Let me get into this coffee, because it's nice. Makes me happy. Here's my solution. I will engage with anyone who wants to operate under the following criteria. We get to ask each other questions. That's it. I get to ask the participant a question, the participant gets to ask me a question, and we'll go back and forth for a given amount of time. But here are the rules. The only answers that you can give are yes and no. That's the rules. And if you decide, like, you can have the third option, which is depends. So the only answers you can have to these questions are yes, no. I should have done that first. Yes, no, or depends. However, if you pull the nuclear option of depends, you have to make that qualifying statement about why it depends in 30 seconds or less. Simple. Because if you cannot qualify your depends in 30 seconds or less, you're talking shit. And you're wasting everyone's time. Well, it depends because in 1960... No, you better have everything formulated. And the questions go like this. All right, this is this is a question that doesn't work. Okay, so tell me why there's people on this side of the aisle who are absolutely, vehemently opposed to the list of all the clients on JE's list that dealt with smaller people protected. Why do you believe they're protecting that? And they just won't do it. No, that question is not allowed. The question has to be like this. Do you believe that that list should be released? Yes or no? Yes or no? That's how we're going to get down to the issues. Yes or no? No qualifiers. Well, you don't understand because this, and this, but, this guy did that, and then that guy did this, and then he did that, and that's why the list, because we know that list. No, I'm not fucking doing that. It is a yes or no. And that's it. Because, I mean, the beauty of that, and if you say depends, then you have 30 seconds to come up with the qualifier. So you can't go off on a freaking rant about what this one did last year and what that one did last year. No, just state your fact. Just state why you believe in 30 seconds or less the answer is depends. And you can't call a friend. And you cannot do two-part questions. No two-part questions are going to be allowed. This is not going to be anything like, okay, do you believe that it's okay for schools to be educating your children in drag race activities, or do the parents get to decide that? No. That's a leading question, number one. Number two, it's a two-part question. You can only have one or the other. There's no two-part questions allowed because you're leading the answer, and you see what I'm saying? So you could do it. You could do two questions. You could do a follow-up question. You could say, do you believe it's okay that they read these type of books in the kindergartners about various activities to kindergartners? Yes or no? No. Okay. Do you believe that it is the parents' right to decide what their children learn in school? Yes or no? That's where we're going. That's all I'm gonna do. And that is, you know what the beauty of that is? Besides cutting out the bullshit, cutting out the he said, she said, well, he did this and your guy did that, because that doesn't mean nothing. You gotta know what you think. You have to know what your convictions are in life. If you're not in a place in your mind that you could just answer simple yes, no, or it depends, and do that qualifier in 30 seconds or less, then what are you doing? You're just gonna parrot talking points? Am I just gonna parrot talking points? No. And you know what that's gonna allow people to do? See the other side more clearly. Because I would love to know, I honestly would love to know what makes liberal and progressive people tick. Like, what is the mindset behind what they say and their actions? Like, I would love to get to the root of why this is what they want, or this is what they do, or why wearing a hat that looks like genitalia means something. Like, I'm gonna protest with a hat that looks like genitalia. Like that I don't understand, but I would love to understand the root thinking behind it. Like, what is I see the action, but I'd like to understand the person. So when I get to a yes or no format of asking a person a question, you uncover the roots. So you'll be able to see me more clearly and what I stand for in black and freaking white. I don't have a lot of gray area in my life. I don't have a lot of depends. I'm a very black and white person. There's not a lot of gray area. I mean, I'm like a black and white cookie with a little sliver of gray where they touch. Because what lives in the gray area? Indecisiveness, uncertainty, vagueness, lack of commitment, sitting on the fence. The devil owns the fence. Why sit on the damn thing? I'm just not like that. I'm black and white, Now, people have softened me over the years, kind of like to look from different sides. I mean, you've witnessed me do it, like dealing with the homeless people. They break my heart now. And I used to be like, get your ass to frickin' work. That used to be me. I used to be like, don't ask me for a frickin' dime. Get your dumb ass to work, And now I freaking cry when I see them. So I've changed. Yeah, I'm capable of changing. I mean, I don't forgive some of their behavior. Some of their behavior is devilish, but I guess so would mine if I'm living on the street, you know? But you know what I'm saying? So if anyone wants to debate me, I'm not going to debate, unless you list things. If you can come up with an articulate list of things that you disagree with, I'll consider a debate. But you have to send it to me and, like, you know, put it into words. I just don't like what you had to say. Had to say about what? What are we talking about specific? Because as prepared as you are with your idea of how I think and what you feel about what we said, you've had more of a chance to ruminate on that concept. So I'm not going to debate you without knowing. I mean, I have conviction in what I have to say, but if we're going to have a debate and we're going to do verbal fisticuffs, I want to know what's heading my way. That's just fair. And if I would do the same. I would say, and this is what I'm going to pose to you, you know? That's how a debate I would do. But other than that, it's going to be yes or no. I'm going to take turns asking each other distinct questions and then just let it sit. No commentary after that. No like, what? You actually believe that shit? No. That is grounds for freaking, even if I do it, if you catch me doing it, call my ass out on it. But I'm just gonna be stoic as fuck about it. You say something, you say like, you know, and I'm just gonna be like, okay, next question. Then we're gonna let everyone else decide. So it gives everyone an opportunity to know what? I'm not gonna debate the yes or no. It's gonna be yes, it's gonna be no. And when I say yes or when I say no, you zip it. When you say yes or you say no, I'm gonna zip it. If you say depends, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Hard to debate when you're on the same side. Well, there's not everyone's on my side. I witnessed that yesterday. Not everyone believes the way I do. So I'm not looking to debate people who think like me, or do a yes and no with people who think like me. Not everyone agrees with everything I say here. I hope not. You know what? Let me just say something real quick. I hope that you guys don't agree with everything that I say. I hope, if you agree with nothing I say, I question why you're here, other than, you know, it's Vegas. If you agree with half of what I say, that's pretty freaking cool if you ask me. Just half is good enough. The third, I don't care. You know, I met some guy at Bellagio the other night while I was waiting for my bro. And he's like, you're freaking awesome. You know, I don't agree with everything you say, but for the most part, you know, I'm relating to you, bro. You know, you're all right. That's awesome. I don't want you to agree with me. You don't have to mimic everything I say or do or whatever. I want you to have your own opinions because I learn from them. I learn from you just as much as you guys might learn from me. I mean, you grow the most when you entertain opposing viewpoints and through adversity. You don't, that's why we're so effed as a society. You know, like, we read memes and we're like, oh, this is a great meme because it agrees with my preconceived notion. And then you find one that disagrees with your preconceived notion and you're like, F you, bro, you suck, I hope you die, I hope your family gets the frickin' vid. That's kind of problematic. And social media plays that game. If two people look at the same comment section, like you can go to X, and someone on this side and someone leaning this side can actually be fed the same exact post in their feed. And on this guy, they'll either try to reinforce what he believes or piss him off. Two people will not receive the same comments. You're being manipulated. You are being 100% manipulated. They're either gonna bolster what you think or because it produces engagement. They're not there to make you happy. They're there to frickin' piss you off. You are a commodity. That's all. Even to X, free speech platform, bullshit. You're just a commodity. I can prove it on X. We can go to the same exact comment on 45 times 34, the same post, and see two completely different comment sections. Now, they are identical behind the scenes, but the way the AI parses them out, they'll let certain ones rise to the top, depending who's looking at it and your previous history of engagement and who they think you are. That's how it works. Debates coming up. I was thinking about this. Debates coming up for November should be that simple. If they went to, should I suggest this? Should I say, hey, listen, you want to have a real debate? Get down to yes or no. And that's it. That's how easy would it be to determine who you would vote for, whether it's the right decision, what type of person this is. And then you could hold them accountable because you said no. Are you going to raise taxes? No. Do you believe in this, that, and that? No. Are you going to do this? Yes. And you just go down the list. He said no, he said yes. He said no, he said yes. And then you're like, remember this, shithead? This is what you said you were going to do. No qualifiers, no whatever. And if there is a qualifier, if something requires a qualifier, which certain things do require a qualifier, you got 30 seconds to answer it. Done. That would be the perfect debate format for the upcoming election. You would know exactly what we're dealing with because people would be like, he said yes? He supports that? He doesn't support that? Holy shit. Are you kidding me? Are you going to do away with Roth IRA tax status? Yes. People will be like, what? What do you mean I'm going to lose all my tax benefits, my Roth IRA if I re-elect your dumbass? Watch how quick people frickin' like rats leaving a ship. You know? Yes and no. So if you want to have not a debate, but I'm going to come up with a name for it. Not AMA. It's going to be Y or N. If someone can come up with a name for it, I might take it. You guys talking about pizza? Are you guys even listening to me? Talking about pizza? Alright, cool, whatever. Yeah, some type of conversations. It's just gonna be yes and no's, and that's it. Yes or no. Yes or no. The Y and D's. It took me a long time. I mean, I don't sit there and like grind, but it's just like I do dwell on things. Overthinking is one of my superpowers. I have a few superpowers. One of them is overthinking. I thought about before we sit down or do anything, I've thought about every single thing from here to frickin' next Tuesday. If he says this, I'm going to say that. If he responds like this, I'm going to say this. If he responds like that, this is how I'm going to say. This is how I'm going to say. I think about everything. I don't like, but like when people think overthinking, they think of worry. Oh, is the Yellowstone volcano going to explode tomorrow? Oh my God, that's overthinking, you know, to a weird degree. You get neighbors. But of all the gin joints, how I do it is just killed my buzz. How I do it is I just think about every possible angle, inside and out. And it doesn't take much time. I just do it casually. Overthinking's cool. Overthinking is better than not freaking thinking. Like I always say, how do people, like, I found out that, like, what did they say? 60% of the people on Earth don't have internal dialogue. like when they're not talking or engaging with someone else, nothing is going on. Like they're not talking to themselves, thinking about their future. Should I buy DJRO, SCHD on Monday? You know, like nothing is taking place. There's no internal dialogue. Why did so-and-so say that to me? If they say it again, how am I going to handle that? Blah, 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 blah. Wasn't that day beautiful? Like nothing's going on. And, you know, what has to fill the space? I guess the Kardashians? I don't know. Who freaking knows? Cheesecake. Yum. I hate to digress, but I'm gonna have some cheesecake. Debating pineapple on pizza. Barrington, what's going on, bro? Alright. Pineapple on the grill. So what do you guys think about that? See, you guys think I'm on to something? Like I said, if you want... Oh, here's the other criteria. We're not gonna do it here. We're going to do it on my platform, brorfredrik.com. If you can't afford 50 cents a day to join us over there, I suggest you vote correctly in November, you know, because they're going to just like take the rest of your money. Nah, I'm just teasing. But I'll make exceptions. Like I can grant someone like a day pass or whatever, and I'll make it open to... Because there's no way we can do it here. There's absolutely no way we could do it here. I am not going to risk, you know, my minuscule income that I get from here, that it's pretty freaking minuscule at all, you know? Because this drives traffic to my platform. So I'm not going to risk that to, you know, satisfy my ego or anyone else's. So it will have to be on my own platform. So I will make an exception that people can watch that, not watch that, or join as a guest. I will make that available. Your internal dialogue never shuts the F up. Life is not re-examined. Life not re-examined is not a life to live. I agree with you. I agree with you. What is the purpose of... This is a simple question, but people have been debating it forever. What is the purpose of life? It's pretty simple. To live. To live to the best of your ability. You know? And to make life easier to the best of your ability for those around you. That's the meaning of life. Alright, let's see what else. No, not the Kardashians. Oh, the Kardashians have been in they're losing their luster.
You like Mexican?
I'd never sit down Mexican. Maybe I smell. I probably smell it like this one. Yeah, I know. It's like annoying. They're like hanging on my words. I gotta be me. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's a simple question, but people, you know, people like overcomplicate that. Oh, the meaning of, you know, what is the meaning of life?
Hey, just made a reservation at the Mexican place.
7:39. Alright, so I hope I cleared that up. So, bottom line is, I wasn't the one who deleted your 900 comments yesterday, so... You know, that's on YT. It sucks that it happened. I can't apologize for it happening, but it did suck that it happened. Delete. I can smell the freaking litter boxes. I'm not, that's not trying to be funny. I can smell the litter box coming off the one next to me. So that must be in her suitcase smell. Whew. Madonna mia. Fuck. Literally smelled the litter box. Anyway, so that's just what it. That's why I started my own platform. I mean, you think it was just about me. The purpose of life is to love. That's why I did this. I mean, trust me, everyone's gonna be doing it soon. I'm just the sucker out here breaking the ground for everyone else, you know, paying thousands to make it happen a month. But everyone's going to do it because people are going to get tired of this shit. Say what? Barrington, bro, what's going on? I just got that. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I started my own thing because I mean it's happening to you guys, and I have definitive proof. I screenshotted everything. I have definitive proof now of what's actually going on behind the scenes. You know, it's not just the creator. It's not just people who, you know, there's some people who go with the program. It's not even, it's the actual, now they're doing it to viewers. I mean, I wouldn't say now they are. Now I have proof that it's trickling down into the individual. And all you are to the algorithm or the YT is a pair of eyeballs. That's your commodity, your eyeballs. That's all that matters to them. But now, they're gonna govern what you can and cannot say or do or think. Now I can prove it definitively and decisively via yesterday. So, but again, going back for those of you tuning in late, I had nothing to do with that. Moderators had nothing to do with that. I always see it. I mean, it happens every live stream. Don't get me wrong, but it's always like 60 or 70. I do the math, you know. You gotta check your stats. You gotta know what's what. It's usually like 60 comments out of 1,000, 34 out of 800, 90 out of 942. It's usually like that, like 10%. Between 5 and 10% is kind of the norm, but 55%, that's nuts. That's nuts. And like I said, the mods, so, you know, I don't want people to give the mods a hard time. However, that being said, you know how I feel about all caps. All caps are kind of BS. So, you know, all caps is yelling. Don't yell. Nobody wants to hear you yell. I try not to yell. You know, even when I'm upset, I do it with a smile on my face, you know? I just want to disarm you. I want to be charming about, you know, pissing people off. So I don't yell. You know? If you see me yell, I mean, I might rant, but I never yell. Well, what's the purpose of yelling? So, all caps, no. If you find that your all cap shit got deleted, type it again. And take your finger off the freaking tab button. Janice member for 20 months. Thank you to everyone that keeps this chat lively and respectful. Our group is great. Thank you, bro. Yes. I agree 110%. This is a great group. Even proven even by the fact that, you know, okay, like there's certain things, like, okay, there's obviously certain things that we don't agree upon, but we can be civil and have discourse about it, which is beautiful. That's what the world needs now. You know, the iron sharpeneth the iron. Like, I want to understand how and why as long as it doesn't cross legal or moral issues, then, you know, then I'll shut down on a person. But other than that, I want to understand. I truly do. I don't want to write people off just because, you know, I think the sky's aqua and you think it's frickin' blue. That's, I hate to say it, that's frickin' retarded. No, I'm not gonna apologize for using that word. It's frickin' retarded. I mean, a dictionary textbook terminology. Alright, who's going? Who's saying goodbye? Kevin. That's it. Alright, I'm gonna finish up this coffee. I got stuffs to do. Alright, people. Did he get coffee? No. Wow, it took him a long time to figure that out. This woman's like falling asleep in a chair over there. Alright, people. So tomorrow's Saturday night. I'm excited about it. And I was excited about today too. So I appreciate it. Let me just check to see if there's any super chats I didn't get around to. Fan funding. Nope, I got everyone right at the beginning, and I do appreciate everyone. Saturday night's fun. Saturday night, for those of you new people, we try to keep it a little on the light side, do more Vegas-y stuff, but this is my opportunity to unwind, have my coffee, have my fun, chill out with my extended family, and I love you guys. So, one last time, I'm going to invite you to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell button to get notified when I do this again, which will be tomorrow, but I'm not telling you what time. Gotta hit the bell button. And again, brorfredrik.com. If you do want to have a yes and no session and or a debate, you can figure out how to reach out to me, and we'll discuss it. And I got all the stuff down there. You know what I'm saying? Barshin, thanks, bro, for your lot. Well, thank you. I love you guys. I honestly do. You think that? Some people probably think that's bullshit, but I do. Can you feel it? I love you guys. Even I love you guys. And on that note, Bror Fredrik out.